Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game that we're making! You know, I'm getting so used to saying it like that when I get around to playing games instead of making them, I'm going to still say that I'm making them by accident. Anyway, when we last left off, we were getting some of our monsters prepared. It's time to make something for the fire ant. In fact, the fire ant is going to get a fire spell. And I don't know what to call this one. I know what to make it. It's gonna be a fire spell. I don't know if there's any reason to have it a fire class, because we don't have any defensive... Oh wait, yes we do. We get the dragon scales that's gonna protect us from fire spells. It's gonna hit a single enemy. It's going to use graphic number... It is interesting that the fire animation and the fireball animation are so far apart. And it's gonna be kind of falling apart. Kind of like that. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. And I know the sound effect for this one because I wrote this one down. So the fire ant is basically going to be doing like what there's a real life bug that actually can explode on you, like a fiery explosion sort of thing. It's basically going to do that. It's going to be a special attack, meaning that the fire ant's gonna take some damage by exploding its butt on you. I don't know how much just yet. We'll say 10 and 10. That seems like a fair trade-off. And what are we going to call this? Any ideas for a sort of explodey flame sort of thing? Maybe something like Montezuma something or another? How do you spell that even? Unless somebody else has a better idea, I'll start typing this in. Montezuma. Montezuma ha. I will double check the spelling though. Montezuma. Yep, that is how you spell it. Cool. Double checking. Yes, that is in fact how you spell it. So we'll go with that. It is a fitting name for a spell, I think. So we'll go ahead and give that to the fire ant. Oh right, special attack. So, interesting thing about magic in RPG Maker 1, by the way. There is no real magic defense stat. The stat that was initially called magic defense is completely unrelated. Like I said before, the magic defense stat in RPG Maker 1 is actually resistance to status effects, which is why I changed the name of it. But anyway, since there is no real magic defense stat, it basically means that this fire ant with its damaging spell of 10 points of damage basically is always going to cause 10 points of damage against the player, assuming that the player is not wearing some sort of specialized equipment that lowers magical damage. It's kind of interesting and also slightly lame, because no magic defense stat and no magic attack stat either. So if your game is especially long, that basically means that spell is going to remain at whatever it is the entire game, and basically become useless by the end of it. So we got that started. What is the odds of this one? I say for this one, the odds are going to be kind of good. %. Now make it 40. We'll make it 40. And lastly, the horned whale. The horned whale is going to be kind of a dangerous foe. The horned whale is going to have a whale song attack. Which is going to cause sleep on the entire party. It's going to use that graphic. Starting from the left and eventually ending on the right. And it's going to shake vertically. And the sound effect that I decided on is... That's a good one. There. So let's see, what is this gonna be? Exhale? I guess it would kind of exhale a song. It sort of. Or maybe emit. Let's go with emit. Kind of think of it, we have to do the same thing for Montezuma Ha. Enchant, invoke, charm, hurl, project, radiate, emit, discharge. Yeah, discharge. And this is probably going to be hurl. Yeah, hurl. So the whale is going to know this, but there's going to be an interesting twist to this thing. Let me go ahead and get the attack on there first. Now, what are the odds that I'm going to make this? 10, 20, maybe 15? We'll say 10 since it is a little annoying. No, 11. We'll say 11. Now, here's the thing that I'm going to be doing though with a whale. I'm going to create a special item from it. It's going to be a magic item called Whale Horn, and it's going to allow us to play the whale song whenever we receive it from the whale. It's going to be something that we can kind of have a chance of getting from the whale. Not a very high chance. We'll say 5%. Gonna be a rare thing. As a disclaimer, I do not condone the practice of removing horns from narwhales. This is more of a self-defense thing. This horned whale is totally attacking us, so of course we're going to hack away at it before it kills us. It's either us or it. And if we happen to get a horn off of it as a result of defending ourselves, well, there we go. So that's what I'm going to do with that. Gonna be kind of nice to have an item on hand that basically can put all enemies to sleep. But of course, you gotta be able to get that from the whale first. Low odds of that. Probably not great odds of finding the whale to begin with. Also, hello Atlantis! Welcome to my stream. I'm about to do some battle balancing. Should be fun. So let's start with the first enemy we encounter, the fire ant. We're gonna probably give it 10 guard. How much defense do I want these guys to have, out of curiosity? It's gonna be the most common enemy in the dungeon. So if it has 10 guard, that means it takes 5 less damage thanks to that guard. Or 20, so it would take 10 less damage. I mean, it's an ant. It has a kind of a shell thing going on. So we'll say... Well, what is our attack going to be starting at here? Let me head into the test play that I created. So my average attack right now is going to be 65 on Monkey C and 30 on Jenny. I might want to lower the power of this stick now that I think about it. Yeah, I might go ahead and do that first. Let me do that. Let's lower the strength of this stick. I mean, it's a stick. It's not going to be that strong. There. That is a more reasonable amount. So now it's 45 instead of 65. And Jenny's got 30. So I want Jenny to be able to cause damage from the start, so don't want to have any enemy here have too much defense. So let's see. Well, there's an easy way to figure this out. Let's go into a battle and actually see what happens. We got ants that'll appear in this section, so just wander around until they appear. Hi, ants! I'm about to experiment on you. So 12 damage at their current level of defense, and 5 there. Alright. That settles that. So 20 is actually too high. We'll probably drop it down to 10. That does set things up greatly for the Iron Giant, by the way. That tells me that the Iron Giant will have those 20 points of defense. I don't know if I'm actually going to have the status resistance that high. I might not. I'll worry about that in a bit. For now, what else do I want the fire ants to be like? I want them to be able to cause some amount of damage. Probably not as much as their fire spell, though. Let's make their initial attack kind of weak. So our defense is currently 30 and 35, but for the sake of testing, I'm gonna give all these buffs to Jenny. Which means, starting off, Jenny's defense is gonna be 45. That's pretty high. So I want the physical attack to cause, we'll say, 5 points of damage. So their initial attack power would be 55, we'll say. we'll go ahead and start with that. I might do some modification further. That means they are going to kind of hurt against the, our, monkey friend. As for agility, since they're the first enemies, we want to be able to take the first turn. So let's take a look at our agility starting off here real quick. So agility of 40 and 30, evasion of 30 and 20. Hadn't thought of that. That's kind of going to throw things off a bit. But we will see, 30, probably, yeah. I don't know, I might want to rethink the agility of our characters, actually. Have it spread a little bit further apart so that there's not any intermingling there. So, yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Bump everybody's agility up a little bit further. So 9, 7, and 7. Let's see here. Or keep that at 6? No. That's what we'll do. So with that in mind, our starting speed being who's the fastest? Or who's got the highest evasion here? Monkey. And you're starting off with 30 evasion. So I suppose the fire ant will initially have around 35 agility. It's worth pointing out, by the way, that monsters do not have an evasion stat. That's kind of weird, but also kind of something to be thankful for, because that means that you're not going to have a monster that is an absolute pain to hit. As for health, we already know we're causing some amount of damage. It's been a little bit since I've done any battle balancing, by the way, so it's kind of a slow start to get the feel for things. Hopefully, getting the balancing for these other monsters will not be as methodically slow. So let's just say 20... Yeah, we'll say 20 HP. So let's go ahead and see how this battle plays out, and by that I mean we're going to start over so that we can get the trigger going for their health. Because here's the thing, I saved with their stats and the speed at their current position. In order to have all that taking effect, the changes to their agility, that means I have to start over where their stats are actually located. And I'm just gonna kind of cheese my way around here. Get some defense ups from the thief. Oops. Wrong button. Alright, what did I do before? 1 stick, 1 fire stick, 2 shields. Oh, I regret that. I regret that. Plan B, by the way, if we go into our test play, just so that I don't have to actually replay the start of this again, is to manually modify... Oh. Hold on. I can do this. Not memory card. Test play continue. Okay, so, as I was saying, plan B, just so that I don't have to replay the entire start of the game again. Clear a quick save here. What is our current stats? Our current stats are, let's see, agility of 40 and 30, and they need to be 45 and 40. 45 and 40. So we'll just go ahead and do a little thing in here real quick. Character status, change agility. And I already forgot what stats I need to do here. .45 speed, or agility, and 40 speed. Okay, simple. 45 and 40. So we'll reset his agility, and then 45. And Jenny's 40. And while we're at it, I should probably do the same thing with a dragon. Level 1, so his agility is at 7. Definitely a good thing that monsters don't have an evasion stat. In hindsight, maybe it would have been faster to actually restart the game and play up to this point. But if we were further into the game, this would be the way to do it. Alright, talk to him, therefore our stats should be right where they need to be. So, let's go ahead and head back to where we need to be. And we'll create a hard save. And before I forget, let's go ahead and get rid of the guy here so he can't keep doing that. Alright, so now let's go ahead and head into the dungeon again, see what we're going with here, see what fighting these ants is like initially. Boost the battle speed a little bit here. So, let's see, attack. What kind of attack? 9 points of damage, kind of damaging. There's her auto regen coming in, that's kind of useful. And he just took 10 points of damage from using that attack, so let's go ahead and focus on him. In fact, the other guy is too low on health to even do that. And apparently that guy had exactly what he needed to use that attack and he blew himself up. I like that. This was a good idea. Now the difficult thing here though is that this first battle is happening and I already need to heal. Having to heal after the first fight is probably not entirely ideal, so I probably want to do something about that. In fact, here's a pro tip. When you make a game, please don't make it so that the player has to heal after every single fight. It really ruins the pacing. By the way, I just remembered something and I might as well point it out now. So, down there in the lower left, Monkey C has a CRS stat. Jenny doesn't. The CRS stat is basically cursed, meaning this piece of equipment can't equip, is a cursed equipment, therefore it's showing up in the stats. It's kind of an ugly thing, but for the sake of the thing that I'm doing, that's just gonna have to be there. How unfortunate. So, yeah, that was kind of a battle thing that just happened. We got to experience our first battle finally. It took us a while to get to this point, but now I kind of have an idea of what I need to do. We still need to also test out the fire stick. Let's go ahead and just do that real quick, throw that in there. See what this does. So let's go ahead and use the fire stick. And it has a chance of breaking, so she can't use it as well. She'll just have to use a regular attack. That's some pretty good damage, actually. The fire stick is apparently a very useful item. And here we had a much better situation where we didn't really take any damage. So, fire stick, definitely ideal. I'll probably do a little bit of tweaking. But, yeah. This actually seems to be working out so far. With that in mind, we are done with today's stream. Now don't run off just yet because I'm going to send you all to Maddie Ratata. But for everybody who is watching after the fact, we are going to end the stream, and next time I'm going to be doing some more battle balancing. We'll get the other monsters sorted out. Probably tweak the ants some more. With that in mind, let me go ahead and send the raid to Maddie Ratata. He is currently playing Pokemon randomized. So, here you go. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.